I made an Instagram story telling you guys to ask me deep questions you're too afraid to ask anyone, and we got a ton of replies. Before answering the questions, I'm gonna give a little warning. These are very vulnerable questions. However, they are gonna be very relatable to a lot of guys as well, which is why I wanted to do this video, because I know it's an important topic. I'm blurring out all the names for privacy reasons. Is it unreal if a man chooses to work on himself his whole life and not get married? It depends on the individual and their goal, but I believe that as a man, you have your purpose, which is, your career that you want to build, the passion that you want to develop, whatever it is you want to do in this life. But I believe that that purpose truly gets fulfilled when you have people in your life that you can provide for. So for example, a lot of the things that I do now, my content creation, the businesses that I've started, the money that I'm making, is to, yes, of course, have that financial freedom for myself and to work on myself, but also so that one day I can support my future family, my future wife, my future kids, and be able to provide for them in every way possible. So if you want to work on yourself your whole life and not get married, that's fine, but you need to ask yourself, what are you working for? Yes, you want to work on yourself, but why? For what? What do you want to be able to accomplish with that? Do you think anyone can succeed with having no money to start with? 1000%. You have everything to make money, start content creation, start businesses, e-commerce, whatever it is, from this device right here. So as long as you have enough money to get one of these, as long as you have a phone, you have so many opportunities at your fingertips to make money. Now, I've made many videos on the best online side hustles to start and how to make money online without investing money. So if you want more details on the best ones to start and what to get into, you can check out those videos. But the answer is, of course, yes, you can make money without having money to start with. I'm so insecure about my looks. How can I fix that? I mean, bro, you have the first step down. The first step to solving any problem is being aware of that problem. So you did the first step, which is being like, okay, I'm not the best looking guy. I know I can look better. How can I achieve that? My advice to you would be multiple things. I mean, number one, the foundation of your looks and your physique is getting in better shape. So whether you want to lose or gain weight, start hitting the gym, that is the best thing you can do to looks max, is just getting in better shape. On top of that, have a skincare routine, watch your diet, what you put into your body, get a proper haircut that suits your face shape. How do I get a girlfriend as a teenager? I think that's a problem that a lot of teenagers face, is that they feel lonely, or maybe they've never experienced the experience of having a girlfriend. So it's something you think you lack, and so you really want a girlfriend. And I can relate to that. I remember being 13, 14 years old, and before going to sleep, I was literally like praying. I wanted a girlfriend so bad, because it's something that I had never experienced before in my life, that I was like, oh my God, I want to get a girlfriend. Please give me a girlfriend. I want to experience how that is. Anyways, later on in high school, I ended up getting a girlfriend, and that relationship lasted 5 years, which is pretty long. But my point is that it shouldn't be something necessarily that you chase to get a girlfriend. It's like if I was saying, oh my God, I want to get a really nice car, and I keep breaking my head about the fact that I don't have this car and I want this car so bad. No matter how much I think or dream about this car, the act of me doing that won't necessarily get me the car. However, if I focus on, okay, I want this car, but how can I get it? Okay, let me get a job, start making money, let me invest, save money on the side, and then eventually I'll be able to afford that car. And it's the same thing with getting a girlfriend. Yes, it's something that you're lacking, it's something that you want, but you're not necessarily gonna get that girlfriend by constantly breaking your head and wanting that girlfriend. It'll come eventually, but the best thing you can do is just focus on yourself, improve yourself, become the best version of yourself that you possibly can be. I always stutter when talking to strangers. Do you have any advice on how to stop it? The best advice I can give you that helped me a lot when you're talking to somebody and making sure your sentences are coherent and you're not stuttering is, don't focus so much on what the other person is thinking about while you're speaking. Rather, focus on what it is that you're saying. And it's also one of those things that are practice. I mean, if you are someone that's always introverted and you never talk to anybody, and all of a sudden you're in a conversation, you will probably be worse in a conversation setting. However, if you're someone that constantly practices talking to people, you're social, you go out, you public speak, because it's something you practice, it's something you become more comfortable at, and therefore something you become better at. Does fapping decrease muscle growth and your intelligence? It temporarily reduces your testosterone, but not in a way that actually affects anything. In terms of your intelligence, I would say that it can make you live more in a brain fog. Whenever I've gone months without fapping at all, I've always felt so much more mental clarity, rather than when I did it a lot more consistently, I would always feel like my mind is in a brain fog. And I think that happens with anything that gives you a high amount of dopamine but then crashes afterwards. What to do after a breakup? I've been through my good share of breakups, and I will say that they do hurt a lot. At the beginning, it's something you feel like you will never get over, and in reality, you always will. And the best thing you can do after a breakup is, number one, you have to accept the fact that it's over. Stop the mentality of, oh, I'm gonna get my revenge, I'm gonna glow up so that she regrets her decision, I'm gonna try and get her back, because then you're just digging a deeper hole for yourself. You have to accept the fact that it's over, because once you do that, you make peace with the situation itself. and you allow yourself to start moving on. Also, the best thing you can do after a breakup is that you need to understand that when you go through a breakup, you do feel sadness, frustration, regret, all of these emotions. Now, no matter what you do, laying in your bed, crying, binge eating, you will never destroy or get rid of those emotions in that moment, because those emotions are a type of energy. Now, energy can't be destroyed, however, energy can be converted. So what I mean by that is if you feel sad, you feel regret, you feel frustration, that's good. You have energy. Use that and convert it to something beneficial for you. Take that frustration and go to the gym. Take that sadness and start journaling. Take that regret and start reflecting, or start working on yourself towards a passion you want to develop. How can I be more social? I have social anxiety and I'm trying to fix it. The best thing you can do is expose your therapy, gradually exposing yourself to that thing. So you're socially anxious, okay, every single day take little steps at becoming in a more social setting. First, you start a conversation with a stranger you see at the bus stop, then you give out a compliment to a girl you find attractive, then you cold approach a girl, give her a compliment, have a little chat, get her number. Something you're scared of, you gradually expose yourself to that thing, and eventually, because you do it so consistently, you'll become comfortable doing it. Best advice for an upcoming freshman in high school: don't take it too seriously. I remember before going into high school, I had an older cousin that had already graduated, and he told me, Pierre, high school is gonna go by with a blink of an eye. And back then I was like, what are you talking about, bro? I have 4 years ahead of me. That's a long time. And now I've been out of high school longer than I've been in high school. And it's true, it goes by like this. So enjoy it, bro. Make new friends. Talk. Don't think too much about how people are perceiving you. Just be yourself and enjoy it, because it's gonna go by very quick. And let me tell you something right now, everything that happens in high school, after high school, it doesn't matter anymore. What is the best age to do it the first time? Personally, I wouldn't say there was a best age to do it for the first time. I personally did it pretty early. It was 16 years old for me, but I've had friends that didn't lose it until 21, 22. And does that make them different? Does that make them better or worse than me? No. I think it doesn't matter when you do it. It matters more on the situation itself and who you do it with. Some people rush to lose it for their first time, so they just do it with a random girl that they met at a party that does it with everybody. But the thing about your first time is that it's something you're gonna remember for the rest of your life, but it's also a story you're gonna keep telling people. Your future girlfriend, your future kids. And you know, when you're gonna be a father and your kids are gonna be teenagers, you're gonna have that talk with them. You're gonna have to tell them your experience with your first time. And you don't wanna have to tell them, oh yeah, you know, when I was 17 years old, I wanted to lose it. You know, I met this girl at a party who would do it with everybody, and then I lost it to her. You would rather say, I waited until I found the right person. When I was 21 years old, I met this girl, we fell in love, I lost it to her, and although the relationship didn't work out, it was a good experience overall. And to all of you who haven't lost yet, don't worry. I know it becomes a status thing amongst your friends and it's something you compare, but just because someone lost it before you did doesn't make them any better, any more confident, any more masculine than you. Does the size of that really matter in today's era of relationships? I'm gonna tell you right now, unless your thing is abnormally small, in reality it doesn't matter. You know how they say it's not the size of the ship, it's the motion of the ocean? In a way, that's true. It's more so how you do it rather than the size itself. Another thing I want to add on this is that with anything that you can't control, your thing size, your height, you know, tall, how tall you are, if you're short or not, if you can't control it, forget about it. I get a lot of questions, guys are like, yo, I'm under 5'8", does height matter? Will me being short affect my relationships, my confidence, etc.? And I say, why does it matter? You're 5'7", you're 5'8", it's not going to change. That is your height. Unless you're a teenager, you still have your growth spurts and you're still going to grow taller. But if you have a set height and you know you're not going to grow any taller for the rest of your life, accept that and don't see it as an insecurity. Instead, focus on what you can improve in order to make yourself a more confident, a better looking man, a more intellectual man, improve your character. For example, when I used to be a teenager, I was insecure about my hairline. You know, I have a pretty big forehead, and it was something I was always like, oh my god, you know, my big forehead, will this affect me? If I wear hats backwards, my head looks big. If the wind hits my hair goes up, you see my hairline. But then I told myself, okay, Pierre, are you gonna get a hair transplant? No. Okay, so there's nothing you can do about it. Stop worrying about it. Instead, what can I do to improve myself overall? Become more attractive, become a better looking man, more charismatic, more charming. Okay, let me go to the gym, get in shape. Okay, let me have a skincare routine. Okay, let me fix up my hair. Okay, let me start a business and develop my passion, start making more money. Let me improve all these other stats that I can control rather than being extremely fixated on the one thing, the one insecurity that I can't do anything about. This question I got a lot. What's the best way to beat corn addiction? The best thing I can say is don't try to quit. What I mean by that is that when you set the bar extremely high, when you say, okay, starting today, I am going to quit corn for the rest of my life, you're already making it extremely hard on yourself. Every day, treat it as an individual challenge. Whenever you get the feeling to do it, try to overcome it. And you do that by replacing the urge with something else that is physical. So for example, when you get the urge to watch corn, do some push-ups, go for a walk, go for a run. Because Because a lot of times if you spend that energy elsewhere, that urge will actually go away. And there's actually something called the 5-minute rule, which is that urges, they start, they peak, but then they fade after 5 minutes. So whenever you get the urge to watch porn, honestly, if you wait out for 5 minutes, if you tell yourself, okay, I'm allowed to do it in 5 minutes, but I'm not allowed to do it right now. By the time that 5 minutes is up, that urge will fade away. But you also need to be aware of why porn can be a problem for you. I can tell you right now, people that have porn addictions have very unrealistic approaches to how sex or relationships are supposed to work. I mean, think about it. When you're watching porn, you see one sexual performance. I don't like this one. Swipe next. I don't like this one, swipe next. I don't like this one, swipe next. Within 1 minute, you're switching between 10 sexual performances. What do you think that does to your mind? It's definitely gonna make you have a different perception on how relationships and sex actually work. This is a good follow-up question. Someone said, how to stop gooning? People ask this a lot. Why? It's a good follow-up question because to some people, it doesn't become a problem. Because gooning itself, when it's not an addictive behavior and you also don't attach it to always watching porn, is something natural. And I would go to argue that if you're able to moderate gooning and you do it without watching porn, it is something that is natural and it's something that is fine. The problem comes when you overly start watching porn and it becomes an addiction. It's something you have to do every single night at 10 p.m. Why do I overthink when I talk to girls outside? Because you think too much of the end goal. The end goal, which is let me either get her number or something you're fearing I might get rejected. What made me a lot more confident when talking to girls is when I eliminated that end goal of what I'm trying to get from them, whether it's their number or whatever, and instead just treating the conversation as a conversation itself, talking to them like I would talk to my friends, making jokes, getting to know them, telling them about me, because then you actually come off as a more charming and interesting guy and they will actually be more into you. Just talk without any intentions, let the conversation flow, listen to what they're saying, ask follow-up questions, make statements, and it's really that simple. How did you manage to get to where you are? I feel stuck and I really want to get my shit together. I think the hardest part about it is finding what it is you're passionate about, because what allowed me to create a whole business, content creation, and make this my career for myself is that it was really as simple as I had a passion when I was younger for health and wellness and content creation, and I simply pursued that passion without being fixated on making money out of it, simply because it was something I enjoyed doing and I wanted to get better at it. So inform yourself, remain open-minded, try different things. If you do that, eventually one thing will click. When you find that one thing that does click, go all out on it. Those are the questions for today. Make sure to follow me on Instagram because I will be doing more of these. I hope you found some value or learned something in this video, and I will see you in the next video.